Girls, shall we move to the class today? Okay. Now, children, do you miss anything in life? Do you have any feeling that you miss something? Yes, we all do miss our regular school life, is it? Like you miss your school uniform, you miss your school teachers, and it is the same with us. We miss your smile, we miss your talk, and we really enjoy the comments that you pass on us. Okay? But still, the classes are continuing. Do you know how? What classes are going on now? Yes, online classes. How is this online class possible? Can anyone tell me? Yes, good. These online classes are possible because of few devices. What are the devices you use at home to go on with these classes? Your mobiles, laptop, tabs, iPads, and so on. Yes. So, how is this possible? We use the Zoom app to have our online classes, and all this is because of the blank. Can you fill in the blank? Can anyone? Yes, that is because of the technology, the advancement in technology, right? So today we are going to deal with a lesson which you have for Unit 5. The name of the lesson, Tech Bloomers. You can see here on the screen the name of the lesson, Tech Bloomers, right? Now, you would have come across many people in your life who have really played a very inspiring role. And in this lesson, we are going to see a few personalities who will really inspire you even though they are physically disabled. Shall we see who they are? Have you come across or seen or heard about this personality? Yes, you would have seen her in serials. Sudhachandran, she has the disability of the foot. That is, Indian actor and classical dancer met with an accident at a young age of 16. But she overcame that accident by making use of her skill, dancing. She did not sit idle thinking over her disability, but still she continued her dancing talent even though she had that disability. Ravinder Jain, a visually impaired person. Visually impaired means he cannot see. Okay. This person is a musician. He started his career in the 1970s even though he was not able to use his eyes. Giri Sharma, the very picture shows you that he has no leg. Like actually we all stand on two legs, and here you can see this person standing on one leg, but still he was able to overcome his disability because of his hard work. He was a badminton player. Ramakrishnan, he was disabled due to polio, and this person, both his legs got affected, and still he struggled in his life, and he was a journalist, and he became the CEO of SS Music Channel. Okay, so next here you can see Malady Krishnamurthy. She too a disabled person who cannot make use of her legs, but still she was able to be a success in sports. Okay, children. Now, God has created us as wonderful person with no disability. Here we saw few personalities. Even though they had these disabilities, they were able to overcome their disability and prove to be a success in life. So I request you all children to be the same. God has created you wonderfully. Make use of your physical and mental power and be a success in your life. Okay. Now, we shall move on to the lesson technology. Technology is not only a boon to everyone, but it has been very, very helpful to even the disabled people in life. Okay. Now, India is a home to 2.7 crore people having any kind of disability. They struggle and they have to face the challenges, they struggle to access and they struggle to be inclusive in the society. They have to undergo all these struggles, but they are able to be a success because of the advancement in technology and certain devices which help them to be a success in life. Okay. Now, today in your lesson, I told you, you will be seeing 2 to 3 personalities using these devices because of the advancement in technology. Okay, children? The first personality is Alisha. In your book, it is given as Alisha, but the full name of Alisha is Alisha Williams. Okay. Now here you can see Alisha, smiling picture of Alisha. She seems to be a normal person, but she cannot move about like us freely because of her affect at a very young age, cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is something which affects the brain during birth, before birth that too. She can't physically move nor type. She can't physically move or use her fingers or move about with her legs. Okay, she is always confined to a wheelchair. Now, what has made the difference in Alisha's life? What technology has played an important role is the dragon dictator. The dragon dictator is a device which helped Alisha a lot to move with her peers. That is, what this dragon dictator does is, whatever Alisha feels to tell, okay, the words or sentences, what she feels to tell, she may have the difficulty in expressing. So that is being helped. I mean, this device helps Alisha by bringing those words or sentences on the screen. And the device which helps that is the dragon dictator. Okay, and she tells that that device made her to achieve things that she had dreamt of, and she was able to complete her GCSE, General Certificate of Secondary Education in Maths. She was motivated by her teacher to complete this education. First, Alisha thought that she will not be able to make it, but it was her teacher who motivated her and told her that she can do her best using this device, that she can do. So this motivation helped Alisha to prepare her mentally, and this device also helped her to complete her GCSE. Okay, so take a good look of Alisha and the few points that I have mentioned about Alisha. Okay, shall we move on to the next personality? Yes. Now here, this is also about Alisha, and you can see the person standing next to Alisha, she is Kim. She is the assistive technologist who helps Alisha to make use of this device. This person, Kim, has played a very, very important role in many lives of disabled children. She is the person who introduces these devices for the children to how to make use of those devices and how to familiarize with these devices. Okay, so she has opened up the world to many disabled children and made them feel comfortable and happy in the society. Now, here I have written Kim, an assistive technologist, introduced the dragon dictator, and she is the person who opened up the world for these disabled children. And she also helped Alisha to complete a GCSE. And I have already told you that this technology has opened up the world for young disabled people. And there is another device called as eye gaze. You know what is an eye? Gaze means look. Now this eye gaze is being fixed to the wheelchair, that is to the headset of the wheelchair. And what this device does is, it follows the pupil of the eye. Do you know what is the pupil of the eye? Yes, the black one what we have, which helps us to see. Okay, so this eye gaze follows the pupil of the eye. That is, when Alisha is reading, she cannot hold the book in her hand like we do. So she uses the screen to read, and when she wants to move on to the next page, she cannot use her fingers to type in for the next page. In that case, the device eye gaze reads the pupil of her eye and it moves on to the next page on the screen, which helps Alisha to continue her reading and learning process. Okay. Yes. So that is all about Alisha. Are you clear with it, children? Now we shall move on to the next disabled personality, David. David is a 21-year-old. He is born with athetoid cerebral palsy. Athetoid cerebral palsy, which is something similar to Alisha, the same. He too is confined to a wheelchair. He cannot make use of his hands or legs or physically move about like us. But he too is a human being. He too is being created by God, and he too has to live in this society and enjoy what is God has created. So now for these children, for them, these devices are so helpful, which had helped them to prove their best and come out in bright and colorful being. Okay. Now here David, he says that these devices had helped him to communicate and to be independent. Now, what is the device that David was using? Liberator communication device. Liberator communication device, which this also a device which controls or which works with the eye movements of David. Okay, it has a Bluetooth adapter which can be connected to the PC or Mac, and this sends commands through the Liberator. And he also has a device called ACTIV, which controls the TV or even MP3. You know what is an MP3? Music player. So since he is a young boy, he too likes to watch TV and to listen to music. So he does the same like we do, but these technologies help them a lot in enjoying a normal life like us. Okay. Now, this is a device, you can see here, it's like a tab or a slate which is called as AAC. The full form of AAC, augmentative and alternative communication. Okay, first in the beginning, these disabled children will find it very difficult to adapt themselves to these devices. It may take weeks for them to understand and go about with this device, but later they do so well with these devices that they are able to be a success. Okay, it is same with David too. He needed a lot of time and it took a lot of effort on his part to make use of this device. Then he uses an ECO2 with ECO point with a foot switch which is being fixed to his wheelchair. Okay, and a smaller communication aid mounted in his walker used during sports. David loves a lot sports. He loves to play basketball, hockey or certain things. So this device helped him to listen to the physical education lessons. This ECO2 was linked to an interactive whiteboard which taught him the physical education lessons. Okay. Then this EC2O and ECO also helped him to access the curriculum and study for his GCSE. As Alisha, David also did his General Certificate of Secondary Education. Then David, because he was a success using all these devices, he motivates the other disabled students to use these devices and be a successful. Okay, so how nice of David, he motivating other disabled children too. Okay, so whenever you get time, children, you can also Google and find out how these devices are working and how these disabled children are making use of these devices and do their learning process. Not only learning, live their life. Okay, making use of these devices. Only when you watch these videos, you will surely thank God for creating you so wonderful and so beautiful, and how at times we just take it for granted. Okay, we can see well, we can hear well, we can speak well, we can move well with our hands and legs, and we can even write well, but still we take for granted and we waste our precious time. But these children, they are created by the God. It is His will that they are born like this in this world, but still they live their lives using these devices, and of course because of the motivation and support of their parents and teachers. Okay, now here this is the kind of chair where these disabled children sit, where they can, all the gadgets and devices can also be fixed. Okay, yes. Now David also likes to play online games. He has a PlayStation at home. As sometimes our children, you also play well on online games, right, using your mobile. So David also plays those games with the help of these devices. And seeing his success, the Olympic, he is being selected, and he has joined the Olympic opening team as a part of the remix drama group. So they have given a small opportunity for him. It is a great opportunity because the world is opened. So he feels happy and proud to be a part of the Olympic team. Okay. Now here So I told you about Alisha and David and all the devices that they use in their learning as well as in their regular living process. And here in your textbook they have given some innovations where these innovations are by Indians, technological devices by Indians. Okay. Now here Lichel shoes, this is a shoe which has a GPS and Bluetooth. The shoes is enabled with the GPS and Bluetooth, which helps the disabled child wearing this shoe. It helps a child to navigate in the sense, now when we are traveling by auto, now when you book Ola or any other cab, the driver, in front of the driver you have a GPS which gives instructions. So according to the instructions, a driver drives a vehicle. In the same way, these children, when they wear these kind of Lichel shoes, it directs them the way. Maybe they may travel to their friend's house or to the nearby park or a very close by shop or something. So this Lichel shoes helps them to show the way. They go on their wheelchair or they may even drive a car. So this Lichel shoes helps them in showing the way. Okay. Next is a Blee watch. There you have the picture of a Blee watch. This Blee watch was introduced by the designers Nupura Kirloskar and Jahnavi Joshi of Mumbai. Okay, so they introduced the Blee watch. This too helps, this watch too has a Bluetooth which helps the disabled to navigate around. Then for the hearing impaired means children who cannot hear, okay, they have a device which helps them. This particular device, what it does is, it converts the sound waves into vibrations and colors. For example, if they are sitting at home and somebody rings the bell, they feel a vibration. The disabled child wearing this kind watch, Blee watch, they get the vibration or the color changes. So they realize that something is going on or some strange sound is heard in the house and they make a sound. Okay, so they respond to it. These devices help them to respond to the happenings in and around where they live. Next is a IGEST. This device is introduced by Anil Prabhakar, the professor of IIT, and he introduced a device, a wearable device which tracks gesture of speech of impaired people and speaks for them. Those who have the disability in speaking, this device tracks the sound, what they wish to speak, and the device speaks for them. Okay, so these are the devices created by Indian industrial designers, which is also very, very helpful for the disabled. Now, you would have seen this particular person or you would have heard about this great personality, Stephen Hawking, a very well known physicist. Very little is given in your textbook. He too is a physically disabled person, okay, physically and mentally, and he has come up in life by using these technologies, these devices, which has helped him a lot and contribute productively to the world. He is the best example, a very best example of a disabled person using this device. So children, what I request you or I ask you to do is, for your assignment, Google something, what are the achievements, because in your textbook nothing is given about Stephen Hawking, just an introduction is given. So I need you to Google and find out his achievements or his accomplishments and how these devices have helped him to be a success in life. Okay. And finally, I would like to tell you children that nowadays you are being very much online. Your studies are online and you do play also online, okay, but God has given us, He has created you beautifully, physically fit. All your hands and legs are physically fit for you to play, to make use of your hands and legs well. So do play and stay healthy, and do not always sit idle and stick on to online games for hours together. Okay, just think about these disabled people. Just they are not able to move, so they are in online devices, but you are physically and mentally fit. So make use of the wonderful creation of God and be safe and be healthy. Thank you children.